Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. I can see Twitter handle is buzzing this morning. Well, we've got Rotimi Fasakin. He joins us next to discuss the removal of the security aides of the Speaker, Tambuwal. He's a member of the APC. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Good morning, gentlemen, and thanks for having me.
Well, we're happy to hear also speaking up in support of that, saying that, look, yes, if he has resigned from one political party to the other, and that he did not exactly cite what was the issue in his state to prompt that movement, because the only condition precedent is if there is a division. And at the moment, there isn't any substantive case that says there's a division in the PDP to warrant his movement. And so if he has resigned, if he has moved from one party to the other, he ought to resign.
Yeah, thank you, Chamberlain. In order to really put my thoughts together on this, so that we'll be discussing engagingly, I've put up 4 questions, that I think you are used to asking questions. Let me just ask certain questions for determination, by Nigerians, because we are, having a program that is very interesting for the engaging, elevating our ongoing national discourse. Number 1, is it right for the Nigerian police force to remove the security details of Right Honorable Tambuwal while he is still the Speaker? 2, can the Nigerian police force assume jurisdiction of interpretation of the Constitution as regards who has committed infraction thereof? That's number 2. Number 3, is the overzealousness of the police boss, of the police, meant to move their boss from acting IG to substantive IG? 3. Number 4, do we need this retrogression in the political evolution of a 21st century Nigeria? Now, in looking at those 4 questions, I don't have problems, so to say, with maybe the president, not really being instrumental to, this decision. My major grounds lies with the Nigerian police. We know clearly that Tambuwal had never been a candidate of PDP for that position of Speaker. We knew that, if you watch the video of when Tambuwal was actually elected into that position, he was putting one oversized jacket with a cap to match, and since then he had never put on that dress. He was used, he has been known to put on babariga and with cap to match all the time. You know why he put on that cap? To get into that hall incognito, because security agencies had gotten wind that he was going to be elected and didn't wanted to forestall it, so they wanted to prevent him from getting in there. That's number 1. Even when he became Speaker, you remember the Lawan Farouk case. Lawan Farouk case had become undecided. Had become one big. No, I'm trying to say.
Let me jump in here so that we don't lose your train of thought on this.
Yes.
We did ask, according to what the police says,
yes,
and what some other people are asking here on Twitter. They say, if he has moved from one party to the other without citing what the issue is of division in his state, he ought to resign.
Thank you very much. Now, this comes back to the rule of law, the constitutionality, within our national polity. Now, you need to understand clearly that there is clear delineation of the organs, the functions of the organs of government. Whilst, everything is about the law, it's about the rule of law. The gentleman who you spoke with earlier was talking about the police enforcing the law. So everything is about, goes around the law. Engines are engines around the law. Now, if you understand clearly that the legislative arm of government is expected to make the law, the judicial arm of government is expected to interpret the law
when brought upon them or brought before them.
Now,
isn't it?
Now, wait, when you talk about brought before them, the executive is expected to execute the law, that is, the law that has been interpreted by the judiciary. The executive is not expected to carry the law as written, as made by the legislature, and throw it back at us that this is our interpretation of it. No. Because within any democratic setting, there is also the principle of separation of powers. You know why that is there? To ensure that there are checks and balances, that there is no usurpation, of authority, by one arm of government.
Who is usurping what?
It is the executive that is usurping.
Is the police part of the executive?
That's what I'm saying, that the police is part of the executive, and they are the one usurping the function of the judicial arm of government. It is the judicial arm of government that should tell us whether indeed Speaker Tambuwal has breached the law. In a situation where they are not telling us that clearly,
when the matter goes,
when the matter goes to court.
No, has anybody taken it before them?
No.
The speaker's position.
Now, wait, excuse me. You see, you don't stamp the law on its face. Do you understand? And tell me to go to court. What was wrong with you getting the interpretation of the court before taking your action? What's wrong with that?
Let me rephrase this. Because the speaker on the floor announced his movement from defection from the PDP to the APC.
Yes.
He cited his reasons, and he said it was within his rights.
Yes.
He cited the law, and he did it.
Yes.
The police picks up the law, looks at the law, and said, all right, in the light of what the speaker had done, they cite the law and they act. So both parties are acting based on the same law. And you have two parties, different groups now, not necessarily political parties, but even political parties, also saying, no, what the speaker did is right. Others say what the speaker did is wrong. And then they say what the police did is right. Others say what the police did is wrong. Where do we go from
Thank you, Chamberlain. One important thing that we must understand, that the law as written in section 68, subsection 1G, of our nation's constitution is not something that you and I, even lawyers can interpret except the court. Because there is a proviso below it which says, provided that this membership of the latter political party is not as a result of a division in the political party of which he was previously a member, or of a merger of two or more political parties or factions, by one of which he was previously sponsored.